Please note that somewhere near the end of this video there is a plot twist.
There she is then, look. My new F90 M5 competition. It's a completely stock car. I announced that I'd bought it as my new daily in my previous video. You can go and check that out if you like, but I think this is probably going to be a more exciting one. Today's video is going to be the first drive in it. Let's go for a little wander around it again quickly before we go for a drive. First things first, let's admire them seats. Look at them bloody seats. They've done an amazing job of them seats, haven't they? Like, yeah, very nice. The colour combo is nice as well, isn't it? The marina blue, the silverstone interior. I love that. And what else was I going to say? Private plate. It did actually come with that private plate, but if I want to add my own plate to the car, I'll have to add myself as a private keeper, which adds as an owner to the logbook. And yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about that more in a sec. The wheels have got a couple of marks on them. Bit annoying that, but gonna have to get them done. So it's not the end of the world. And the tyre situation, I ain't got a bloody clue about what to do about the tyres. For those that missed the initial video, the rear ones are really fat. Front ones were just not so fat. So we'll see. We'll talk more about that in the drive. Have another little sound check because I think it's well deserved, because this thing sounds absolutely unbelievable considering it is in stock form. Have a little listen. That's so addictive, man. So yeah, I think what we'll do, we'll stop messing around. Let's go for a drive. Right, ignition on, confirm M1 button, that will open up the valves and exhaust, by the way. Press the start button. Like how good this car is in stock form. I think anyone considering buying one of these cars, thinking they might want to tune it or go further with it, I think anyone will get into it and think this car can just safely stay as it is. You don't need to do nothing to one of these cars if you buy one. They are that bloody good. Now, I think the things that I like about it are the fact that you can sit here in absolute comfort. Like, the interior of this car is such a nice place to be. Obviously use it as a family car, so I've got quite a seat in the back, 4 doors. You know, I love a car with 4 doors, and it's going to be good for social media as well because it's a crazy car. So it's got performance, it's got luxury, it's got practicality, and it's even got drivability. For a big car, you would think it'd be a bit of a, I don't know, a bit of a handful to drive, maybe a bit of a boat round corners. It ain't. The back tyres, I would say, gives it a bit of wobble. Like, I don't know about them back tyres. Could be due to the fact that maybe the suspension needs upgrading. Maybe from in stock form, the suspension ain't that great on them. I don't know, but it does seem to waddle around at the back a little tiny bit through the bends, which is quite interesting because for an M car, you probably wouldn't expect that. Sound, it just sounds unbelievable. Like, what nice engine note from under the bonnet. We've got pops and bangs and crackles when you drop gears, which, let's face it, BMW the brand never really offered that. Like, AMG and RS cars have always sounded bloody good, but BMW, not to say that like, they don't sound good, because a lot of them do, but they've definitely lacked that over recent years compared to RS and AMG. The gearbox is an 8-speed ZF. Now, I don't know if it's the same gearbox that's in the X6M. It feels very, very similar, and it's an amazing gearbox. Pairs up with the engine really well. When I first found out that it's got the same engine as my M6, I did feel like, well, it's a bit of a con, isn't it? You spend all this more money to get this, the later, the newest version, and you get the engine out of the old car. That's a bit disappointing. And this car was £100,000 new, just over 18 months ago. Someone bought this car for that amount of money, and it's lost about 40% of its value already. So it's quite a good time for me to buy one, because it will continue to depreciate, but it won't be depreciation won't be as fierce as what it has been over the last 18 months. And it sort of takes the pressure off me whether I want to sell it or not, because I still don't bloody know. I do feel like I should keep it and tune it, because it's irreplaceable. There is nothing you can buy for this kind of money that offers this amount of luxury. Like, for me as a person, for Calvin, this is a perfect car. It's big, it's comfortable, and it's got the potential to run at a lot more power. So I don't know. I know that you lot will be commenting in the comment section below. The thing is, a lot of people might suggest that I get a different car, like Calvin get an Alfa Romeo, Calvin get a, I don't know, an X5M. I don't know why I said that, because there's one there. Or a non-BMW. A lot of people are going to throw suggestions at me, but I suppose two main things that you should consider is, one, obviously I'm a car trader. I don't know what I'm going to get offered from day to day. I literally just buy what I get offered. If you want to offer me something that you think that I'm going to be interested in, that I would like to daily drive, then go ahead. Email me, calvin@calvinscardiary.com, and offer me some amazing cars. But secondly, it's very, very difficult to find a car that does what this car does. Looks, build quality, sound, tunability, luxury, all of these things. I just don't know if I want to part with it. It is such an exciting thing. And the fact that they offer them with switchable four-wheel drive as well, how mad is that? BMW, when they first announced that they were going to start building cars with four-wheel drive, was a bit of a random thing, especially for an M car to have four-wheel drive. But let's face it, it was getting to the point where all this power going through rear wheels was pointless. But that said, BMW have given you the option to switch it on the iDrive. So the way I've got it set up is, if I press the M1 button, which is what I've been driving it in throughout this drive, it is in four-wheel drive mode with all the other bits and bobs in the way that I like them. Now if I press the M2 button on the right side of the steering wheel, it's now put all of the driving modes in exactly how I want it, but it's also switched the four-wheel drive off and enabled rear-wheel drive. And it does make the car a lot more lively. But one thing I would say is, even in four-wheel drive, it does feel rear dominant. Like the majority of the power is definitely going to the rear wheels anyway. But if you want to go for an all-out raw rear wheel driving modes, you can do that if you want to. Now obviously with conditions here in England, not today because it's quite dry today, it's very, very nice to have the ability to just switch it into four-wheel drive, and we confirm that, and have the ability to put some power down on those days that we've got damp roads. This car is the best, definitely the best all-rounder I've ever driven. There is nothing out there at the minute that is better than this car, certainly not for the amount of money. I would compare it to an Audi RS6, an amazing car. Like my RS6, I absolutely love that car. It was a beast of a thing to drive. But I think my only criticism, literally the only criticism I've got of that car, maybe two criticisms actually. One, the fact that it used to tug a lot from the front wheels. The power seemed to dominantly go to the front wheels, which was a bit annoying, especially like this journey I do a lot, and there's a lot of bumpy, uneven roads, and it just pulls you around a little bit, whereas this is the opposite. It's not so bad. And secondly, I just felt like, I wouldn't say it's dated, it's definitely not dated, that's a massive exaggeration, but you know, I should have gone that way, it would have been a bit more interesting. Yeah, I'll turn around. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was dated, I just felt like there was probably parts of the car that needed modernising. Now the problem with this car, my biggest issue for certain, is if I did part with this car, which will definitely happen at some point, you know that, I don't keep anything forever, it's kind of set a benchmark in my life. Like, I do want this level of modernisation in the interior of my car. I do want a V8 bi-turbo under bonnet because I love the sound, I love the performance, the power, and I do want four doors. This is the perfect car. This is literally the perfect car. I've definitely I would say, created myself a little bit of a problem.
Right, sorry guys, just had to stop the video there because I'm currently sat in the M5. This is now a couple of weeks later, by the way, so that first drive was filmed a couple of weeks ago. The reason why I've cut in is because I ain't really getting on with this M5. I don't love it, I don't really want to keep it, and where I'm sat right now is basically I've done a deal with another trader and I'm selling it. The other reason why I want to sell it, so firstly, yeah, I'm not in love with it, but secondly, like, don't get me wrong, it's a bloody amazing car, like, it's absolutely perfect. Maybe it's a little bit too perfect, I don't know what it is, I just haven't gelled with it. But secondly, there's a car that I really want to buy, and yeah, I can't relax till I get it out of my system. So I'm not going to give too much away, but we'll end this video here. M5's now gonna hopefully be gone out of my life, and my new car will be coming hopefully in the next video. Alright, so yeah, gonna end it there. Thank you very much for watching. Hit like if you like this video, hit subscribe if you're new to my channel, give me a follow on Instagram at Calvin's Car Diary, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, bye. In the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader. So the M5 is now sold, but what car have I bought to replace it? Find out on Sunday at 6 o'clock.